What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. Definitely some very interesting news that I wasn't really expecting at all, and this time it's actually revolving around the Atlanta Hawks and Lamelo Ball. So yeah, again, for those of you who haven't heard, this is actually currently reporting on based on the fact that the Hawks view Lamelo Ball as the best player in the draft, and looks like he's obviously the number one now on their draft report. Yeah, and this is being reported by The Athletic. So this doesn't really make overall exactly too much sense to me. Now, I think for LaMelo Ball to kind of, really be kind of going in that shooting guard type of role, I think it would make sense for him to be on the New York Knicks if they were to trade for Chris Paul, as Chris Paul is used to kind of playing an off-ball type of role, and that, when LaMelo Ball can take the ball up, Chris Paul can play like an off-ball type of role that he played when he was with the Rockets and James Harden, and when, he's with Oklahoma, and when Dennis Schroeder, isolates. And then on defense, LaMelo Ball can guard shooting guard because Chris Paul is an already good enough defender to be guarding the point guard position. And yes, LaMelo Ball might not be ready for that shooting guard position yet at guarding it. I definitely think he could learn a lot of Chris Paul at the New York Knicks potentially, but what I don't really think makes that much sense to, kind of see that the Hawks is, for those of you who didn't know as well, I believe Trae Young is actually rated the worst defender statistically in the league, which is literally absolutely insane to think about that. He is, one of the best scorers, but he is statistically one of the worst defenders. So what I think that, again, LaMelo Ball, I don't necessarily think he's going to be able to guard that shooting guard position, straight away. And if you partner both these up together, let's just say LaMelo Ball is going to be really raw at guarding that shooting guard position, then this is going to be one of the worst defensive, backcourts really that we've seen in quite a while. I mean, you've got a really raw player in LaMelo Ball who would not be used to guarding the shooting guard type of position, that I don't know if, I think he would do alright, but again, it would take him a couple of weeks to kind of get into. And then Trae Young, who's already been noted to be one of the worst defenders in the NBA. Now, where also this doesn't make any sense to me as well is LaMelo Ball and Trae Young both need the ball in their hands to be at their best ability. And if you put LaMelo Ball with Trae Young, then he's definitely not going to be having the ball in his hands most of the time. And I doubt he's going to even be, playing to the best of his ability. And his points and assists are definitely both going to be going down. So, in my opinion, if I was the Atlanta Hawks and they had the number one pick, or number 2 or 3, and, LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards were both still on the draft board, I would definitely be drafting Anthony Edwards if I was them, as I think Anthony Edwards, he might not be the best player in the draft, as I still think that does go to LaMelo Ball, but Anthony Edwards definitely does make a lot more sense to partner up with the Atlanta Hawks, as he's a pure shooting guard that, again, is not the greatest defense, defender, and that defense would still probably not exactly be the greatest, but he's definitely going to be a much better defender at the shooting guard position than what LaMelo Ball probably will be at the moment. And, Anthony Edwards definitely has that kind of ability to play the natural, more shooting guard type of position that I think would make a lot more sense to do if you kind of partner him up with Trae Young. I still really like the, way of the New York Knicks, how they're potentially thinking of partnering LaMelo Ball up with Chris Paul. I do think it does make quite a bit of sense to kind of do it. I think both those players would actually be a pretty perfect fit, as again, Chris Paul can play off ball and, be that off guard type of situation, that what he's done with, James Harden, and what he's done with Dennis Schroeder, and even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at, some times through the game. And I believe he might have even done it a little bit with Eric Bledsoe at the Los Angeles Clippers. So he's very used to that role and has done it greatly throughout his career. But Trae Young, I just don't know how good of an off-ball player he would exactly be. And I mean, do you really make a player of Trae Young, his caliber, who's already not a great defender, do you really make him that off-ball type of player? I really don't think that makes the most amount of sense, just of yet. But, of course, I think it's going to be really interesting to kind of see what's going to happen with this LaMelo Ball situation. In my opinion, I don't think the Atlanta Hawks should be drafting him at all. I definitely think he's much suited for a lot of other teams at this point, going forward. But honestly, if they see him as the best player in the draft, then they're probably right. I mean, he is like the best player in the draft. I just think Anthony Edwards would obviously make a lot more sense to, potentially draft, especially if you're the Atlanta Hawks. And yeah, that's just what makes sense to me. But one thing that's actually pretty interesting is, for those of you who didn't know, Lamelo Ball's actually already played for the Hawks in his career, but a different type of Hawks. He actually played for the Illawarra Hawks in the National Basketball League, the NBL in Australia. So again, I got to watch a lot of him when he was playing in Australia, and I think, he is a very, very good player, and it would be very, very, funny and kind of interesting to see him go from the Illawarra Hawks in Australia to the Atlanta Hawks in, the United States. I think that'd be kind of funny, definitely a twist a lot of people probably weren't, expecting to see, and yeah, I guess he'd be a Hawk for life if that, kind of happened. So yeah, again, that would be pretty funny in my opinion. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA content and NBA news. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channels. Links for them in the description down below. And don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think the Atlanta Hawks should be drafting Lamelo Ball, or do you guys think they should be drafting Anthony Edwards? Again, I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. But also don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already, where I talk about all the latest, sports-related content on there. NBA, AFL, NFL, all that type of stuff. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.